Oh, no, because I lose my section.
Oh.
Now you know what's important to Rachel.
No, laughter, always laughter.
I wasn't quite sure what diamond was. Yeah.
I like it. Frozen butter. Good Yontif and welcome. May we all be sealed for blessing in the book of life. That reminder, same as last week, please make sure your cell phone is in the silent mode if you haven't done so already. Last week I teased if we hear it, we have to start all over again. This week I'll say we'll do Kol Nidres like Hail Marys. You don't want that. So please make sure. Please try not to enter or leave while the ark is open. We turn to page 9 of our Machzor, of our High Holiday Prayer Book for Yom Kippur. Ellen Polikoff leads us in Hadlakat Hanerot, the kindling of the lights of Yom Tov. Kol Nidre is confusing. The rabbis debated whether it addressed last year or this. It's also been characterized as nothing but enigmas, a fairly dry legalistic text that has come to be looked at as soul-drenching poetry, wringing tears from the eyes of the people as they contemplate their mortality. That's because of the poignant music. And with Ben Paley on cello, Alex Greenberg on clarinet, and our soloist Lisa Siegel and our choir, we are in luck. Al Jolson has nothing on them. But words likewise do matter. We are to take our pledges seriously. Kol Nidre teaches that if we say something foolishly or pledge irresponsibly, there needs to be a vehicle to make amends. That's this prayer. The haunting melody bespeaks the awesome pageantry. At B'nai Israel, the custom is for our president or past presidents to balance our Torah scrolls at this most sacred hour. And we invite up all of our past presidents or their representatives. Jewish tradition and our practice has it that this prayer, for which this evening takes its name, is repeated 3 times, which we do through music, English, and the original Aramaic. We are joined by Doug Fuchs, David Hill. Leslie Crotty is here in spirit. We wish her a refuah shlema, a complete recovery, when we see her next. Dawn Tendler, Jane Mahler, Lisa Bucino. Jonathan Albert will be joining us for Rachel, Matt Megida, Rudy Zeidler, Peggy Klein. Alexis Zimmerman joins us for her father, Neil, of blessed memory. We turn to page 16. For those who are able, we rise. We will be standing for a considerable period of time. Rudy Zeidler, Dawn Tendler, open ark.
Or zaru ala tzadik, ol yishrei lev simcha. tzadik ul yishrei lev simcha. Or zaruah latzadik ul yishrei lev simcha.
God and the congregation proclaim, all may pray as one on this day of return. Let all find a place in this sacred assembly. We turn to page 18. Sworn promises and oaths of dedication, that we promise and swear to God and take upon ourselves from this Day of Atonement until the next Day of Atonement, may it find us well. We regret them, and for all of them we repent, that all of them be discarded and forgiven, abolished and undone. They are not valid, and they are not binding. Our vows shall not be vows, our resolves shall not be resolves, and our oaths, they shall not be oaths.
וחרמי וקנמי וכינויי וכינוסי Darna nafshatana miyom kippurim seb ad yom kippurim Betelin umevutalin
Page 20. All shall be forgiven, the entire community of Israel and the stranger who lives in their midst, for all have gone astray in error. Moses prayed to God, as you have been faithful to this people ever since Egypt, please forgive their failings now in keeping with your boundless love. And God said, I forgive as you have asked. the past presidents and their representatives who have just stood on our bema all bespeak the strong lay leadership and deep commitment that we as a congregation have enjoyed. Lisa Siegel, our current president and soloist extraordinaire, stands in this established tradition, while her many predecessors on the bema just now may have over the years also hummed along or sung along. Lisa is the first president to also have chanted Kol Nidre. And wait till you hear her next piece and this talk. On this holiest of nights, our congregation hears from our president, Lisa Siegel.
Good Yantif. Hope that's better. As Rabbi said, for those of you who I have yet to meet, I am Lisa Siegel. I stand here before you tonight with both humility and pride. I'm honored to be the president of B'nai Israel. I still can't believe that I have been entrusted with this task. I truly wonder and hope each day that I do the right things, say just the right words, and yes, sing all the right notes. In thinking about my presidency, I knew that what I wanted most to work on during my tenure is increasing membership and involvement and giving voice to the benefits of being a part of this congregational family. My reason for this focus is because, unfortunately, in the last number of years, our circumstances have declined. As with congregations all over the country, membership is down and families are less engaged. When my daughter Emily was in religious school in 3rd grade, we had about 110 students in attendance. Today, 7 years later, we're at half that. These are troubling trends. We can only hope that they don't continue. But wait, can we do more than just hope? Recently, Emily and I started training to become voiceover actors. As you know, voice acting often involves doing commercials to sell a product. Well, how can I, or how can we, sell B'nai? Do we need a slogan, a tagline, perhaps a jingle? I started researching the most popular slogans and taglines of all times, and really, there are so many out there that I know we're all familiar with. So when I say the tagline, I want you to speak out the product. Don't leave home without it. American Express. It keeps going and going and going. They're great. The best part of waking up is... Great. You're good. Choir, next time? See, we know all these products because they've branded themselves as such so that they're unforgettable. So for B'nai Israel, would Nike's tagline, "Just Do It," work? How about the old 10-10 win slogan, "You give us 22 minutes and we'll give you the Torah"? B'nai Israel, we bring good things to life. How do we inform the community of all the goodness that B'nai Israel has to offer so all throughout the area, people know us by name and want to be a part of our membership? First and foremost, we ourselves need to realize what it is that makes B'nai special, what it is that sets us apart. I recently asked the Board of Trustees to fill in the blanks for either of these sentences. The best thing about our congregation is... Or, the thing I love most about B'nai Israel is, what made me smile was that the most commonly used word within the responses I received was family. That made great sense to me, as B'nai Israel has been my second home for over a decade now. And those that share this space with me and my family, Scott, Emily, and Matthew, have become our extended family. When my father passed away in 2017, I was in awe of the support I was given. Unlike some of my very own cousins, aunts, and uncles, my congregational family schlepped to Long Island for the funeral. They came in droves to his shiva, and the choir even got together to share the sweetest of music during his shiva minyan. I am comforted in knowing that these individuals, my congregational family, are always with me and supporting me with their presence, warmth, and goodwill. I can ascribe this good fortune, this gift, to my involvement in synagogue life. Some other ideas that the board members shared regarding what makes B'nai Israel so special, and these are some quotes. I love being a part of B'nai Israel because of the friendships I've been able to make with those who have a similar background and who share my ideals. I love being a part of B'nai Israel because it increases my ability to cope with the trials of life. I love being a part of B'nai Israel because it helps me know what I stand for in a complicated world. The best thing about our congregation is how it enables our children to be more self-confident. The best thing about our congregation is our unbiased acceptance of everyone. So you can see, for many, the benefits of membership far exceed attendance at the High Holy Day services. We all want our synagogue to be here for us when we need it. In times of family joys and hardships, B'nai Israel celebrates and comforts like no other. Because B'nai Israel is so special, here is my pitch to you. Both financially and through volunteerism, B'nai Israel needs your help for us to continue our mission of providing an inclusive, Reformed Jewish home now and for generations to come. You've heard about our new project Tamid and how important it is for us to start building our endowment to financially ensure the future of our congregation and building. As the rabbi had shared on Rosh Hashanah, keeping our eternal light glowing is our utmost responsibility. As today's Haftorah portion will remind us, providing this support to both our faith and our individual temple is not out of reach for any of us. And support needn't be purely financial in nature. You may not have the finances available to donate to our flower fund, but you may have some time to help in our mitzvah garden. You may not have the same amount of time that some of us do to volunteer, but you may have a few minutes every so often to make a dinner delivery for the caring committee. You may not have the time in your schedule or access to a babysitter to attend all of our programs, but you may be able to hang a flyer or post on social media about the event, so it is well attended. A strong financial foundation will allow a congregation to survive, but the small actions each of us take every day will allow our congregation to thrive. Will you help us? Will you join in? Would you be willing to reach out and touch someone and invite them for services, classes, or a program? Did you note the tagline? What I do for B'nai Israel pales in comparison to what B'nai Israel does for me. Or to paraphrase MasterCard, there's a fee for membership, but the benefits are priceless. I hope you recognize, partake in, and enjoy the depth and breadth of these benefits of membership. As you do so, please help sustain B'nai Israel in any way you can. No commitment is too small. And please, enjoy health and happiness in the new year. Gamar Chatima Tova.
And just a really quick postscript to what Lisa said. This is our service. Now, the choir has been working very, very hard to make beautiful music. And our musicians, we've rehearsed and we have made it, we're working hard and we've enjoyed it. But we need you. It isn't the B'nai Israel Southbury sound until you add your voices. So I'm hoping that for the rest of the service that you will sing from your hearts. We would really love it.
On page 22, we rise for the Baruch. Page 25. We come into your presence this night of Kol Nidre, aware of our shortcomings and weaknesses. They are many. Yet encouraged by your promise of forgiveness, we choose freely the path of repentance, restoring wholeness to our lives and holiness to the world. Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim. Page 28. I read towards the third paragraph in English. We accept God's sovereignty in reverence, treating others with love, studying Torah. May this be our will as we witness. Shema. Please be seated. We turn to page 30. Linda leads us in the Ve'ahavta, found on pages 30 and 32.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol vavacha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol me'otecha ve'hayu Hadvarim ha'ele asher Anochim mitzavecha hayom alevavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibartam paham v'shivtecha b'veitecha Uvlechtecha b'derech, ushok becha, uvekumecha, ukshartam lehot al yodecha, vehayu l'totahot bein einecha, uchtaltam al mizuzot beitecha, Uvisharecha Leman Tizkeru V'hasitem et kol mitzvotai V'hitem kidoshim Lelohechem Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher Hotzeti Etchem Me'eretz Mitzrayim Lihiot Lachem Le'Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem.
Amen. We turn to page 40. Then Moses and Miriam and all Israel sang to you this song of utter joy.
B'hayom lifnei Moshe Zeli anu ve'yameru Adonai le'olam va'ed V'nehemar ki ata Adonai yetrachov u'ge'alo mayor chazak mimenu baruch atah Adonai baruch shalom Yisrael Amen.
Page 43. When fears multiply and danger threatens, when sickness comes, when death confronts us, it is God's blessing of shalom that sustains us and upholds us, lightening our burden, dispelling our worry, restoring our strength, renewing our hope, reviving us. We now turn to page 46 for the tefillah. We will be chanting the prayers on the right-hand pages, starting on page 46. For those who are able, we rise.
Adonai sifata tivtov ufia ki tehilatecha Adonai open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei avotenu imotenu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzchak Velohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Velohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor V'Hanara El Elyon Gonel Chasadim Tovim V'Kaneh Hakol V'Zocher Chasdevot Be'imahot U'mei Gula Lifnei Le'em Le'man Shemo Be'ahava Melech Hafetz Elohein, Baruch atah Adonai. Magen Avraham v'Esrat Sarah. Amen. Atah giboru leolam Adonai. Mechayei hakol atav rav lehoshia. Lehakel chayim b'chesed, mechayei hakol b'rachamim rabim, somer noflim v'cholim, u'matir asurim, u'mekayem le'emunato.
Wellspring of blessing, power eternal, you are the one who gives and renews all life. Please be seated. We turn in our prayer books to page 65. Roy Walzer is our reader.
In the time of redemption, the sages and the prophets did not yearn for the messianic time in order to have dominion over the entire world, to rule over Gentiles, to be exalted by the nations, or to eat, drink, and celebrate. Rather, they desired to be free from oppression or disturbance, so that they might immerse themselves in Torah and wisdom, and thus merit the world to come. In that era, there will be neither famine nor war, envy nor competition, for goodness will flow in abundance, and all delights will be freely available as dust of the earth. The entire world will be occupied solely in seeking to know God. As Scripture says, the earth shall be full of the knowledge of God, as water covers the sea. Let this be my prayer for personal redemption. Uninterrupted time to breathe and think, time to ask myself the purpose of all my frantic striving, time to bask in the radiance of what is.
On page 78, Shalom Rav, our prayer for peace.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amecha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Levarech et amcha Yisrael בכל טובך בשלומך. בספר חיים ברכה ושלום. ברכה ושלום פרנסה טובה. ברכה ושלום ניזכר ונכתב לפניך. אנחנו בכל עמך בית ישראל. ברוך אתה אדוני עושה
Silent prayer will be found on pages 80 and 82. I read on page 82. Our God and God of all generations, may our prayers reach your presence, and when we turn to you, do not be indifferent. Adonai, we are arrogant and stubborn, claiming to be blameless and free of sin. In truth, we have stumbled and strayed. We have done wrong.
Yeah. Kishesh Oref, Kishesh Oref, Rashanu, Rashanu, Shechatu, Tianu, Tarinu, Titanu. Yai die die, yai die die, yai die. Yai die die, yai die die, die. Yai die die die, yai die die, yai die die. Yai die die, yai die die, die.
We turn to page 91. And we read together, "Who among us is blameless? Who shall say, I have not erred, I have not wronged or sinned? We abuse, we brutalize, we covet, we deceive, we enslave, we feud, we gossip, we humiliate, we injure, we judge unfairly, we kill, we lie, we manipulate, we neglect, we ostracize, we plagiarize, we quarrel, we rage, we shame, we turn away, we undermine, we vilify, we waste, we exploit the earth, we yearn too much for yesterday and too easily forget Zion. Our sins are an alphabet of woe. Help us, Holy One, to follow your ways of integrity, justice, and love. Teach us to seek forgiveness with humility and an open heart. We turn to page 105. In all your ways, be aware of God, for there is no sovereign without a people, ein melech below am. We are the chariot on which God's glory rides, for there is no sovereign without a people. Let the love of God be spread through our deeds, for there is no sovereign without a people. You are my servant Israel. I will be glorified through you, for there is no sovereign without a people. Where is God? Anywhere we let God in, for there is no sovereign without a people. Ein melech below am. Eternal God, you revealed to Moses your 13 attributes of mercy. They exist in the world through our awareness. They transform the world through our actions. We speak them now as prayer and aspiration. we turn to page 109. Debbie Siegel is our reader.
When men were children, they thought of God as a father. When men were slaves, they thought of God as a master. When men were subjects, they thought of God as a king. But I am a woman, not a slave, not a subject, not a child who longs for God as father or mother. I might imagine God as teacher or friend, but those images like king, master, father, or mother are too small for me now. God is the force of motion and light in the universe. God is the strength of life on our planet. God is the power moving us to do good. God is the source of love springing up in us. God is far beyond what we can comprehend.
On page 111, Rochelle Gershenow is our reader.
Answer us, you who answered our mother Sarah in her old age. You who answered our father Abraham on Mount Moriah. You who answered their son Isaac when bound upon the altar. You who answered Rebekah when she cried, "Why do I exist?" You who answered Jacob at Bethel. Israel shall be your name. You who answered Leah in her sadness. You who answered Rachel in her pain. You who answered Joseph in the prison house. You who answered the midwives, Shiphrah and Puah, at the birthing stones. You who answered Jochebed's courage on the bank of the Nile. You who answered our fathers and our mothers at the Sea of Reeds. You who answered Moses at Sinai. I bore you on eagle's wings. You who answered the daughters of Zelophehad, who stood up for their rights before Moses and God. You who answered Elijah with a still small voice in the wilderness. You who answered the righteous ones before us, men and women of integrity and compassion. Answer us.
We turn to page 114. We rise for Avinu Malkeinu. We invite forward Jane Mahler and Alexis Zimmerman to open our ark. Page 114.
Avinu Malkeinu, Shema Koleinu. Avinu Malkeinu, Chatanu lefanecha. Avinu Malkeinu, Chamol aleinu. Ve'al aleinu, v'tafeinu. Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu,
Ki banu masin. Aseh imanu. Tzedakah v'chesed. Aseh imanu tzedakah v'chesed v'hoshienu. Aseh imanu tzedakah v'chesed. Aseh imanu tzedakah v'chesed v'hoshienu. Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu.
Please be seated. Recently, I was contacted by a friend from college whom I haven't seen in well over 3 decades. We lost touch after graduation and just never renewed things. Though over the years, I would occasionally wonder what had happened, what had become of her, and I learned she wondered what had become of me. With a reunion in the offing, she reached out via Facebook, referencing her maiden name, her subject line, "A blast from the past." We started to catch up. Our subsequent experiences took us in different directions. Still, as we shared our stories, I detected something of our long ago youthful selves. It was good to reconnect. Some background. 2 ambitious freshmen, we arrived on the Hopkins campus in 1980, nursing visions of diplomatic postings. Living in the same dorm, we closely bonded. Yet within 2 years, our academic careers and social circles had parted. I'd heard from a fellow classmate that she had become involved with her professor. This was the 1980s. In fact, the two had subsequently wed and later divorced. She described it as an awful marriage. She remarried a few years ago, this time happily, albeit too late for children. As a freshman, she'd also spoke of working for the CIA. Given the update I received, I suspect she may have. She's no longer in government work and instead runs technical operations at a prominent university. She knew that Ellen and I, together since college, had married. And something of my unanticipated chosen path into the rabbinate. She asked, "So, Eric, how are you? What have you been up to?" But how do I explain the last 35 years? It's like Yom Kippur. I found myself confronting my own evolution, those decisions and circumstances that have come to define me. I related about our 2 daughters, whom God willing will complete degrees this year. I told about Ellen and my careers, our years here, our community involvements, and family nearby. How am I? I dodged the question. In truth, not so bad. I derive joy and satisfaction from many of the people in my life and from my work. And if history teaches us anything, it's this: it can always be worse. That, and things can change on a dime. So while uncomplaining, I still worry about downward spirals, about how temporary the state of affairs. The hymn Adon Olam concludes, Adonai li velo ira. God is with me, I will not fear. I just as readily sing, oh, give me just a little more time. What have I been up to these last 30 plus years? Too heavy a subject for an email, I sketched the basic details. Only as I look back at my younger self while typing, it was hard not to notice too the setbacks and disappointments, the goals adjusted, the expectations altered. Those initial college dreams of a career in diplomacy sort of morphed into committee meetings with the Federation. For sure, my brief report gave rise to unresolved, nagging questions. It felt like Yom Kippur. Are my priorities in order? Do I use my time effectively? Will my impact have lasting value? Judaism soberly reminds us of our own impermanence. When escorting a coffin to its graveside repose, there's a custom known as the 7 stops. Pallbearers pause 7 times. One explanation for this peculiar practice is that the word hevel appears in the book of Ecclesiastes 7 times. Hevel means futility. Literally, it's the vapor that you see when you breathe on a cold day. Adam and Eve's second son, Abel, in Hebrew, the name is Havel, was quickly disposed of by his older brother Cain. Hevel, dissipating mist, connotes the brevity of our sojourn and the smallness of our achievements. Ecclesiastes said, all is hevel. What real value is there for a person in all the gains one makes beneath the sun? Diplomat or spy, techie or rabbi, what difference does it make? Soon we are gone. Only perhaps our very transience highlights rather than negates the meaning of our deeds. Rabbi Nachman of Bratslav insisted, even if it seems inadequate in your eyes, even if it seems inadequate in your eyes, none of the good you do is ever lost. Rabbi Nachman avowed that somehow, in some way, our deeds are not lost upon the void. The good we do shapes us and others as well. And the good we do may exert influence in ways beyond immediate understanding and resonate long afterwards. We like to lament how no good deed goes unpunished. But the cynicism is unwarranted. Our rabbis advise one mitzvah leads to another. Or as Mark Twain quipped, do right and you'll always be conspicuous. I also submit that our choices have effects. Even in this imperfect world, or especially in this imperfect world, bravery, integrity, and character matter. They endure. For example, immediately after the Reichstag fire in 1933, the German parliament ceded the Nazis' dictatorial power. During the vote, Otto Wels, leader of the German Social Democrats, rose to challenge Hitler directly to his face. The only person with the temerity to speak. At great personal risk, Wels informed an enraged and triumphant Hitler. He said, "You can take our lives and our freedom, but you cannot take our honor. We are defenseless, but not honorless." You might find Wels' declaration futile. It didn't deter tyranny, and it didn't prevent the Shoah. I think it does have lasting value. Through Jewish worship, we too summon voices of strength and honor. We ask God for support and insight. Adonai sifatai tiftach, Adonai sifatai tiftach, Adonai open my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Though we may get confused over exactly which aspect of the sacred was being highlighted, it was obvious to our ancestors who knew Psalm 51 by heart. God is thanked for welcoming teshuvah, repentance, growth, and forgiveness. In the psalm, King David seeks to make amends for serious wrongs. The verse continues, "For you desire not that I should give sacrifice, burnt offerings, you greet not with pleasure." That is, we don't worship tonight just for the sake of worship. We worship to correct behavior. David concludes, "To sacrifice to God is a contrite spirit. God will not spurn a contrite and crushed heart." The message, God stands with the humble and the broken, those schooled in reflection, remorse, or grief. God seeks to comfort us and direct us through our distress. God beckons us to review our priorities and to learn from and accept our failures and mistakes. God knows we are sometimes impressively good and at other times utterly disappointing. God loves us anyway. This is what Yom Kippur is all about. So how are we? In truth, not so great. Some here are comfortable or satisfied, but many know struggle and burden. We've arrived weighted by concern, be it for ourselves or loved ones. A long list of troubles demands our attention. Health, ailing spouses or parents, ill children, tense relationships, mourning, no family, economic insecurities, unsatisfying workplaces, boredom or isolation, burnout, loss of control, loss of camaraderie. All this before we even begin to perseverate on the fate of the nation. What to do? Adonai sifatai tiftach. Adonai, open my lips. Though our days pass away like a breath, our acts of righteousness and caring have inestimable value. The effort to transform ourselves is holy. So is persevering as best we can in our obligations. So is turning to our Creator. God says, "Open for me a door as big as a needle's eye, and I will open for you a door through which tents and camels may enter." The enlarged space gives room for reprioritizing and for deeper understanding. What has become of us? The essential questions are different. They are, what do we want of the coming year and the time we have left? And what do we want to be? Yom Kippur is not about returning to our younger selves, but returning to our best selves, engaging in cheshbon hanefesh, an accounting of the soul. We can chart our path clear-eyed about our limitations and wide-eyed about opportunities for renewal. V'lo ira, we will fear less. And then the hard work, letting introspection lead to action. So, should we not always be perfect, let us cut others some slack too. Should we know pain or anxiety, let us foster empathy. Should we feel excluded, let us model inclusion. Should we experience isolation, let us gather in community. Should we have economic worries, let us promote tzedakah. Should we get perplexed, let us commit to Jewish learning. Should we feel empty or closed, let us open ourselves to prayer and faith. B'nai Israel offers opportunities for each of these things. Yom Kippur is a highly scripted activity, a blast from the past. We encounter lots of words in heavy books organized by a group of rabbis. I trust it feels right to have made the trek to be with other Jews and their dear ones. Yet I know it all can be a little numbing. Similarly, at the 1963 Civil Rights March on Washington, things were also lagging. Dr. King, the final speaker, was reading an awkward text prepared by a committee, and it wasn't going well. Hoping to rescue him, the gospel singer, Mahalia Jackson, asked Martin to tell about the dream. Before the vast crowd, Dr. King then opened his lips. A vision of justice and respect poured forth. The whole thing, all those now iconic words, content of their character, let freedom ring, great God Almighty, free at last, it was entirely ad-libbed. Adonai sifatai tiftach. Adonai, open our lips. Because even if it seems inadequate in our eyes, none of the good we do is ever lost. Examining our own contrite hearts, responding to the texts of faith and the challenges of our day and lives, may we find our own distinct voices as this moment is crystallized in time for blessing. For us, too, it's good to be spontaneously, spiritually connected. May we reintroduce ourselves to, or have a good visit with, our oldest friend, the depths of our souls. Tzadik Katamar, Psalm 92. The choir will sing, "The righteous will bloom like a date palm." Rabbi Nachman was even more generous. We needn't be so great. I don't want followers who are righteous, he said. Rather, I want followers who are too busy doing good that they won't have time to do bad. So let's get busy. We may not achieve prominence, but at the very least, we'll be conspicuous. Ken Yehi Ratzon, be this God's will. Turn to page 116 for the Aleinu. We rise. We invite forward Eric Albert to open our art.
לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הברצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו קהל, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
Please be seated. Annette Marr is on page 118.
ונאמר והאדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
Affirming the blessing of remembrance, I ask that those in mourning, remembering the anniversary of the death of a loved one, and who have trekked to the sanctuary during Shiva or Shloshim or for Yartzeit, should you be able, please rise when their name is mentioned. On this Yom Kippur, we remember the Yartzeits, the anniversaries of the deaths this week of Raymond Alpert, Helen Brandvine, Ann Bress, Edith Danon Shore, Ruth Engelman, Alan Goldberg, Minna O. Green, Alice Gross, Max Gross, Bessie E. Johnson, Albert Kowick, Howard Matskin, M. Natalie Perry, Pauline Rosenberg, Jacob Rudin, Barbara Sachs, Alice Scheinbaum, Sadie Slutsky, Freda Wilkin, and Murray Zwang. If there are additional names for our Kaddish list, please feel free to rise and say their names now. We recall the victim of terror against Israel this past week, Ari Fuld. We also recall those American troops who have died this past week. Staff Sergeant Diobanjo S. San Agustin. In remembrance of the Holocaust, the Shoah, each Shabbat we mention 6 names amongst the 6 million, and each Sabbath of Sabbaths we do. China Isserman, Manya Isserman, Betya Sher, Revka Rochlin, Aaron Kundo, and Rachel Perkin. In remembrance, in solidarity, and on behalf of those for whom there is no one but us to say Kaddish, we now invite all present to rise if you are able. We stand as one on this night of remembrance, united in grief, united in loss, united in the power of a promise. God has made us, God will sustain us. We give praise to this life, and together to renew our strength. Page 122, we join together in the Mourner's Kaddish. Yit Gadal v'yit Gadash Shemei Rabbah Bi'alma Divra Chirute Bi'amlich Malchute B'chayechon u'vyomechon u'v'chaye d'chol Beit Yisrael Ba'agala u'bizman kari v'imru Amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah Mavarach Le'olam U'lalmei Almaya Yit Barach v'yishtabach v'yit Pa'ar v'yit Romam v'yit Naseh V'yitadar, v'yitale, v'yitalal, shemei d'kudisha b'richu. Le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, damiran bi'alma v'imru, amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shamaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mrumav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. May the source of peace bestow peace on all who mourn, and may we be a source of comfort to all who are bereaved. And let us say, Amen. Please be seated. Joining Linda and me on the bima, Rudy Zeidler and Dawn Tendler, and Sharon and Ira Goldman. A reminder that our auxiliary exit, the upper back parking lot, is open. We begin in the morning with the children's service at 8:45, followed by the Yom Kippur morning service at 10:15. During our discussion group tomorrow after the service, that will be then scheduled for 1:30. As part of our afternoon service, several of our congregants will be offering reflections. Allison Schwartz and Alex Greenberg, and Rachel Bash introduces our Torah portion. You will be moved by their words, and that service will be followed by Yisker and then Neela. A reminder about the prohibitions: fasting, neither eating nor drinking. So too, no spa treatments, no bubble baths, no hot tubbing, no rendezvous. About fasting, it's worth this reminder: pills are not considered food. They're considered pills. You can take them. Those who are unable to fast should not do so. In that case, simply eat simply. The fast normally ends here after Neela tomorrow in a break fast sponsored by Sisterhood. And remember, as we curtail our eating by choice, many have no choice but to go hungry. If you haven't already done so, please take one of the grocery bags in the gallery before leaving tonight and return with them filled in the morning. You also, if you haven't taken the rabbi's gift this year, the Ner Neshama, the yahrzeit lamp candle, please take one as well. We turn to page 126 for Adon Olam. May you be sealed for a good year, and Som Kal, a light fast.